in your memory, reappeared before your mind's eye. The small steps on the long road. For now is the time to climb that final step.
Welcome back to the fourth and final rotation.
Welcome back to the Fort Worth, Texas. Welcome back to the Dickies Arena.
On that second rotation,
we are back here for the fourth and final rotation.
But they got to go to vault. It's a low-scoring event, even though they're the number one team in the country. This one is absolutely going to come down to that final.
So this is down it is. Whichever out of the four teams will hit on Florida National Championship this Saturday with Oklahoma and Missouri. Who will it be? Will it be LSU, Utah, UCLA, or I'm sorry. Yes, will it be LSU, Utah, UCLA, or is it going to be Michigan State University? But which two teams can advance? It could it be LSU and UCLA, or it's going to be Utah or Michigan State University? But I don't know. We'll just have to find out and see who will be advancing.
This is a really good event for them. And they don't get quite the notoriety for this.
And we are underway in the fourth and the last rotation of the night. We are now on ESPN2 for this tonight's competition.
Is their uniqueness, the originality in which their routines are crafted. You're not going to see the same skills over.
And after this, we'll take a shower for tomorrow because I'm going to the Phillies game tomorrow night. So I won't forget that.
Wobbles and steps are going to be the end of your journey if you do that here at UCLA.
Little wobble on that connection. Curious to see if the judges will give it to her. Front aerial into that split jump. Emily Lee actually struggled with this out of the regional final. No issues today. Sometimes, Sam, I'm curious if you agree. Sometimes when you have that first wobble on your first skill, it kind of, you recenter yourself and it makes you do game a little bit more aggressively.
UCLA is hoping that's the case for Emily Lee, but she did have a little wobble later in the postseason, and they were able to come back from that, so not detrimental by any means. But as we saw in the scores, it is close. So everyone is trying to do their best, especially in this moment now. I think sticks matter the most. We saw one from UCLA, we've seen one from
Delaney Harkness on floor exercise for Michigan State. They're in fourth, going to 1-5 behind LSU for that second spot. Keep in mind, these teams are still less than 2/10 separating them. Any two could be in the final.
And 2/10 could be a step on a landing.
Fire!
And a little short on that double tuck. Would have loved to have seen her take that step back with her chest up instead of step forward.
Lexi Zeiss, left hand of your screen. Yurchenko 1.5 coming. You gotta think they gotta stick at least 2 or 3 of these vaults they have left to go.
the earlier they get the job done in their lineup, the less pressure is on the back half of the lineup. Well executed in the air, but that one step forward we've seen.
2/10, Sam. They're going to take 2 on that step. I'd be shocked if that's above a 9.8, honestly, and that's just been par for the course throughout these championships, and that is what makes vault so tough, the way it's been judged. But look out for Utah. I said they could swing some bars, and they showed it with that 9.9125 to start. Here's Ashley Glenn.
And Ashley's toe point, that stalled or release move right there, requires so much hamstring back flexibility.
Good hands in. Last meet, she got a 9.9. So talk about athletes that can put up some big scores. judges do seem to be extra picky with that step forward because not only is it the deduction for the step forward, but she'll also get a slight deduction for her chest
Right.
being in front of her instead of vertical.
Caitlin Rosen.
Caitlin Rosen is my favorite gymnastics player on UCLA.
Emily Lee, a 9.675. I'm going to go out on a limb here and tell you that if they count that score, UCLA will be watching the final. The pressure is on these last 5.
And Caitlin Rosen has put in a lot of the mental work when she was rebuilding her confidence early in the season. They reconstructed her routine so that she would feel more confident. Put in an Nodi, that's a back handspring with a half. I think that's one of the most difficult skills you can do on me. She had no problems with it today.
Sam, I agree. They took out the back handspring layout, and added in the Nodi, which is so risky. So right here, she normally would have added an extra layout. Very impressive.
Michaela Tucker from Michigan State on the right hand of your screen.
Whatever Caitlin Rosen's journey was on when she took her hiatus from the lineup is working because this is looking so confident up there. Presence is just exuding the message that I'm going to make this new routine. Finishing around on 1.5. Wow.
Somehow gripped with her heels.
Well,
Not to take another step back.
Yeah, no kidding. She took a little scoot there, Alan. You said it, to hold on and not take another step was big for Caitlin Rosen.
And Michaela, looks like on her front handspring, you want to finish almost on a releve with your leg straight. Looked like she bent her legs a little bit, but did a good job landing upright.
Yeah, she follows Delaney Harkness's 9.7875. So another score in the 9.7s. LSU, number 1 team in the country. They need to take advantage of this Lexi.
No, that will be so on.
We've seen her stick this vault as well. If she wants to move on, might take a stick right here.
Take the 1.5.
What are you gonna be? And I just said it, alright. Oh, shit. I don't understand why these people are so obsessed with Chick-fil-A.
He's good at being relaxed,
Like,
and so he's
yeah.
hoping that energy is going to help them not
Yeah.
be too stressed.
Well, that's one thing.
I do
You
think
have to
that
trip a
will
lot
score
of
higher
stuff.
than Lexi Zeiss's 9.8. There's a bigger vault, smaller step. We'll see Avery Neff now. She can swing some bars, and you got to check out the distance of this routine.
Certainly can, and Avery fell on that finger release move on the high bar at the regional final. Did a great job. I like how, despite falling, she still didn't hold back. She caught it with a lot of distance, and that dismount, one of the most, if not most typical dismount in the entire competition. Double layout with a full twist.
She is on fire. Watch how much she had to stretch for that ginger. Exactly what you said, Allie. She wasn't playing it safe, and it's going to pay off in her score.
Jordan Childs now takes to the balance beam. A 9.95 would tie her for a lead in the all-around. Obviously, some other gymnasts yet to go, namely Jade Carey, but big moment, not just for UCLA, but for Jordan Childs following Caitlin Rosen, 9.8875.
Okay.
Layout, really gentle to that finish position. I saw her before warm-up, and she looked like she was having fun.
Great.
She looked loose. Slight wobble there.
Gabby Ortiz for Michigan State, right hand of your screen, follows Tucker's 9.875. They're trying to drop that 9.7875 from Harkness.
Athletes like Jordan have so many skills from the elite world. It takes them a little bit of time to know which skills they're going to use comfortably and most confidently.
It looked to me that Gabby Ortiz went out of bounds on that.
Yeah, it
first
looks like
tumbling pass.
what we
She
used to
actually
do,
hit
but
over. We saw the flag go up. That is a 1/10 of a point. That's big.
Jordan Childs learned a new beam dismount. Round off double full. Almost with a stud landing. That's going to be close. I'm not sure it's going to didn't get quite to that 995 range.
No, she had a couple balance checks. I'm not sure what the judges are going to do with those and that kind of shuffle slide.
Sit in the middle of
named that
this,
switch
but
earlier this season
Happy feet.
on the landing.
no.
Avery Neff, a 9.925 for Utah. Look out. They may coast into the finals if they can keep this up. Aaliyah Finnegan does go slightly higher than Zeiss for the 985. Here's Amari Drain. She can fly as well.
Look how high she gets off the table.
I finally did say, probably at the beginning of the month,
She was perfectly placed.
I've already,
Squeeze for her stuck landing. Just had that little
since
scooch.
April
One
something.
step.
Emily Morgan now follows the 9.925. Utah was in third after the third rotation, but less than a tenth out of first, if you can believe that.
And watch this, another full twisting pack salto.
This
So
is
cool that we
something,
get to see 2 of those in this competition.
whatever it is, I would,
Neat dismount. Excellent.
That was the best I've seen her do it. She is looking so strong as a senior.
Jimmy Pratt, you saw him there, give the high five, doing a great job with that bar team as we jump over to balance beam, and this is Shea Campbell.
John, a full circle moment from Shea. She grew up just outside of the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and she told me at the end of last year she wasn't positive she was going to come back for this 5th year, but with the disappointing end in regionals, she felt there was more in the tank. Well, here they are on stage at the NCAA championship. She said it's incredibly special to her to now be ending her career in the place where it all started. She's got a large contingency of family, even some club team members in the stands cheering her on tonight as she closes out, whether it's tonight or Saturday, a very storied career at UCLA.
Yeah, well, she's really been the glue to this UCLA team from a culture standpoint, and then you add on her high scoring potential and productivity since she's been at UCLA, and she is just a gem, top to bottom.
Crunch time for Michigan State and Gabby Stephen on the right-hand screen.
And this first tumbling pass for Gabrielle Stevens, so unique, the front through to the front handspring.
In a stuck landing from Shea Campbell, if UCLA wants a chance to compete in the NCAA final, she had to do that as perfectly as she could, and she did. We'll see what the judges do with the score.
And Shea Campbell did that back handspring layout 2 feet so well. She just did not move, and that's a risky skill because she didn't pike down at all.
Yeah, veteran savvy from Shea Campbell. Jordan Childs only a 9.825. Will not get that all-around title. Kaylin Chio. Only 2 vaulters left for LSU. Running out of opportunities. Can they squeeze a couple of 9.9s from their last 2 athletes?
You would normally want to rely on a freshman, but I'd choose Kaylin any day.
There you go.
Superstar.
Not many stick a 1.5 as good as Kaylin Chio across the country.
Well, she's the first freshman to score a perfect 10 this season. She's so clean. Her body shape.
I don't know what did I did. Well,
She opens her arms at the right time. Man, LSU needed that.
They are making it interesting, are the defending champs.
Watch the elbow position. She just waits a beat, catapults her body into the air. What's unique about Kaylin's vault is she does the full and then another half and then tries to spot the landing. Really impressive.
And if you want to try blocking like Kaylin Chio at home, just put your hands above your head and do a shoulder shrug. And then add a lot more momentum to that. That's basically what she did in order to complete that vault.
The Tigers are happy. She's smiling. It's a 9.975 for Kaylin Chio, the #1 vault in this competition. Probably going to be a title for her unless Haley Bryant can take it away. Sienna Olipio from Midwest Gymnastics, same gym as Suni Lee, Olympic all-around champion. Ella Zerbis for Utah, right hand of your screen. They're rolling on bars.
And Ella, that Cougar is so fun to watch. She has so much time to rotate handstand on the top of the bar. Exactly what the judges want to see.
I'll tell you what, guys, the way this feels right now is it feels like Utah's going to be in. They were less than a tenth out of the first spot, and they are absolutely rolling. The question is, which one of these other three teams is going to take that second spot? Who wants it?
Well, Sienna hasn't had a wobble on this beam routine, and she's following a 9-9 plus from Shay Campbell. She's got to get to stick on this dismount.
Oh, they needed that.
Yeah. Wow, I am on the edge of my seat. UCLA wants a 10.
Ella Zerbas for Utah, a 9.8125 will get them into the final on Saturday. And it feels like that is a...
So it looks like LSU and Utah will...
Nikki Smith.
And it looks like LSU is coming to the very last performer. Utah, they're down to 2 more. That goes for UCLA and Michigan State University. So once again, LSU is coming down to the very last performer. And now Utah is also going to be next as well. And for UCLA and Michigan State Spartans, they're down to 2 more.
Landings have been her issue. Can she stick the most important parts of her life?
Look, we're on ESPN2. Wow, we're on ESPN2.
Well executed in the air, and we also know that it tends to score well.
Nikki Smith sticking that first tumbling pass, full twisting double back. It's even harder to stick. With the adrenaline, the bounce of the floor on this podium makes it extra impressive.
Ella Zerbas, 9.9375. Utah is in. Olympio for UCLA, 9.95. Emma Malabuyo, the last gymnast to go, trying to punch their ticket.
Emma Malabuyo competed for the Philippines in this last Olympic Games. She's a senior for this UCLA team and really known as a beamer. She lands so light on the beam and has this presence about her. You can just see it in her face, how calm she is, breathing through this routine.
Sam, I think what stands out about Emma's beam is her rhythm. She does not stop. She keeps moving.
Difficult leap series because she loses sight of the beam.
And Grace McCallum on bars. She got a 10 both days of the regionals. She is exceptional at this event.
Malabuyo needs a 9.7875. All she's got to do is land on her feet. And UCLA...
So it looks like Utah...
That's gonna do it!
Not only did she land on her feet, but she stuck it, and so did Grace McCallum.
Looks like Utah is down there, the very last performer. And that goes for UCLA, but for Michigan State, they're down to 2 more.
I didn't see any deduction.
So it looks like LSU is done.
The rhythm is exactly
It looks like we are definitely moving on. And for Utah, as a matter of fact,
Yeah, that could be the national beam.
we will be on there, and it also will be on their way to the national championship. It's 11 o'clock p.m.
Emma could not have done that routine any better.
And for Michigan State, they're down to their very last performer.
Six of the judges to get that being title carry needs a 9.9.
So one of these, like for any of these gymnastics or something like that, but
that hop is going to be the difference. That's not going to go 9.9 plus. I would be shocked. But what a job for Jade Carey. What a collegiate career she has had. Schulte finishing things off for Michigan State. Halfway through, they were in that top spot. Just couldn't quite hold on to it.
Skylar Schulte on his victory lap. No one is more deserving to be with her team at the NCAA championships than Skylar Schulte, part of that team 51. And
So Utah is done.
strong. Head coach Mike Rose said
And we're down
they've
to...
taken this year to a whole nother level.
Well, for UCLA and Michigan State, those two will not going to move on, unfortunately, because it's not enough points to advance or to win it.
UCLA left hand of your screen watching.
I'll say their season will come to an end already. So that means LSU and Utah will be advancing to the national championship this upcoming Sunday.
Right here, those are some strong tumbling passes.
I know all these ladies had to take off their shoes and socks off before they perform. Yeah, I know these ladies, smelly, stinky, all that stuff. I know. I know. But that's how the way it is. Until after their performance is done and they can put these socks and shoes back on. Or if they have slides or whatever.
Official announcement, but it certainly feels
That's all right.
a foregone conclusion. LSU, on the other hand, I think they see the writing on the wall as well.
Look, we're on ESPN 2. Wow, we are on ESPN 2.
Came down to just the smallest details.
That's ESPN 2.
And I think the mental game and momentum that these coaches have been talking about is so important to carry that through start to finish.
Miles on, UCLA cheering for Miles on from Cal as she finished that beam routine.
Well, as unfortunately,
LSU so emotional.
And there's the score for
oh, hold on. Oh, are you serious?
7-5.
Uh-oh. So now that means Utah and now UCLA will now advance into the national championship all of a sudden. Wow. For LSU and Michigan State, ooh.
They have righted the ship, and they will have a shot to win a national championship.
Wow. Both our teams will now head into the national championship for Utah and UCLA. But LSU, they were on top. That was for Utah. Jeez. Now it's going to be at 3:30 p.m. on ABC. And it will be advanced with Oklahoma and Missouri.
How do you bounce back when you lose somebody like that?
What a bounce back. Wow. So that means Utah and UCLA will now be heading to the national championship with Missouri Tigers and Oklahoma Sooners this Saturday at 4 p.m. on ABC. LSU, they were on top all of a sudden, but now until then they dropped back down.
And Sam, they've been talking about winning a
I know there were so emotions and tears from LSU.
Utah didn't want to talk about it. This
And they
year
go to Michigan State. But LSU, they were on top at first, but now all of a sudden, they dropped.
Yeah, LSU, defending champ, unfortunately, 0.2125.
Wow.
UCLA for that second spot. And you know they're going to be talking about all the what-ifs for LSU. They had some
And for
mistakes.
LSU, y'all done terrific job, and y'all made a great historical run this year.
They will not get that chance.
But unfortunately, y'all was on top.
Especially the seniors for LSU.
Aw.
They have left a legacy.
Yeah, they're crying in tears for LSU Tigers. Aw.
We're looking at Sierra Ballard.
Yeah, they were about to cry. Yeah, I know.
For the culture of this program, and they have set that program to new heights.
Yep,
The
I see
championship
some of them
last
crying in
year.
tears as well.
Freshman
Yes,
Kelsey Zeiss, you see her emotional.
her very emotional too. Oh wow.
Class, but we're going to see her for years to come, and I'm guessing she's going to be doing many more amazing things for this LSU team.
And we're saying goodbye also to Haley Bryant, one of the best ever, in my opinion.
So that's how it is. The national championship, it's going to be this Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, local on ABC. But it's going to be on ABC at 4 o'clock p.m. this Saturday. So we're just going to tune in and see who will go be the national champion. Will it be Oklahoma, Missouri, Utah, or UCLA? We'll just have to find that out.
Jubilant indeed, and we're still in a little bit of disbelief, Coach. I mean, what a meet that was. We have talked about the resilience of this team. They came into this year on a mission. How was that embodied tonight?
You know, this meet was so close. It was like
We on ESPN too.
and they fought for it. They knew they've been in these positions throughout the season, and they knew that they had the ability to just lock in and get it done. I'm so proud of this team. From day one, they showed up and worked hard for this moment. We got one more meet. The job's not done, but I am so proud of them today.
It came down to the final rotation. All
We on
4 teams were
ESPN
separated by less than 2
2.
tenths, and your team had to close it on beam. What they showcase.
You know, Beam has been actually a really good event for us this year, and so they just leaned into their confidence that they built throughout the season, and they just went up there and attacked it like they know how to. And so it's a really great event for us to end on, and they just crushed it. So proud of them. So excited.
Like you said, the job's not done. What will it take on Saturday?
Yeah, I think we need to clean up a few landings. We got to really come in feeling great, attacking everything, leave it all out on the floor, because that's what it's going to take to win. 4 great teams in the final. And I'm so excited we're a part of it.
One more to go. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Go Bruins.
Oh my goodness. Jordan Child.
Looks like UCLA had made a bounce back, and I bet they did. And Haley Bryant is the all-time my favorite women's gymnastics player for LSU, but her team has officially
sentimental favorite to win that beam title, guys.
dropped and lost behind, and now they will eventually have to walk off with their season ends.
So Utah and UCLA advance to Saturday's final. They will join Oklahoma and Missouri.
Now Utah and UCLA will join with Oklahoma and Missouri this Saturday at 4 p.m. on ABC.
Gymnastics championship preview at 3:30 Eastern Time.
At 3:30 p.m. it will be the preview.
Go to the ESPN Plus to watch our trophy ceremony. And coming up next is
And-
SportsCenter Alley will join
And
us
also,
for the finals preview.
there will be a trophy presentation. And we will see y'all back here this Saturday on ABC this time. Not ESPN 2. It will be on ABC this Saturday at 4 p.m. So, we'll see you here back for the national championship. First will be the preview of it, and then the national championship. We'll see you back here this Saturday. Have a good night, everybody.